in the Goddess of Stardom Championship tournament, where when they had their match, the same thing. It came down to you and Mirai being the last two in the ring. And again, you super like I don't want to sound crass, but she was very disrespectful, is what it is. It just smacking her up after the
Mm.
bell. And now this, I was like, I love you. Not you, but her, you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Stardom Review. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here is my co-host, Melball. How you doing this I guess it's evening for us recording this. How you doing this evening, Melball?
It is. Made it through the day. We're living the dream and just we're surviving. It is what it
Yeah,
is. What an
yeah.
incredible weekend of wrestling we've had, though. It is Sunday, the 19th of February. We got to take in Battle of the Valley yesterday, Elimination Chamber from WWE. There are several local shows happening all over the place
Mm.
here.
Dungeon
Um,
Wrestling happened in Calgary on
mhm,
Friday. Dang, it was a big old,
Saskatchewan.
yeah, it was a
Even our
big
good
old
friend
weekend of wrestling.
Carl Carafell got to take in, I believe, Ace Austin yesterday. Pretty cool.
There
Pretty
you,
cool.
there you go. And yeah, our buddy Bobby Munson, yeah, in Saskatchewan there with PPW. Yeah, I got some real,
With Papa
a lo-
Smokes.
a lot of, and Papa Smokes too. Yeah, a lot of wrestling going on right now. Really great
Mm.
wrestling. And we're here to talk about Stardom from February 11th and 12th. Like
Mhm.
again, moving along with the Triangle Derby. Um, I'll say this was at night two. There was an amazing three-way match on that on the February 12th show. I thought it was
Mhm.
absolutely phenomenal. But
Mhm.
dude, like I think for Stardom itself, it's only going to get better from here. I don't think we can't go down because after this is over, we have the Cinderella tournament starting, which is a single elimination knockout tournament. Like, there's so much great stuff, and then same with New Japan, same with the local scene. We've got a lot of great wrestling on tap over the next couple of months with
Mhm.
local pro wrestling. So like, I got so much wrestling to watch over the next while.
Mhm. What a time to be a wrestling fan.
Oh, very, very much so. But before we get started, I want to thank all of you for watching this video. If you could give us a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below because we want to talk to all of you. The more you comment, the more we get to interact with you. We love it. We absolutely do. And
Mhm.
one last thing, give a big old shout out to Rogue and. Gee, my finger went too far over. Went to Rogue. There, Mel's got it. Rogue Energy. Scan the QR code
Why I
down in the
spend my
corner
big bucks on getting these nails.
or go to rogueenergy.com. Use the promo code OLEPODS for 10% off your order. I got to put one in on the next couple of days to get some of that blue raspberry that I absolutely love. So
Mhm.
please go to them because it helps us out. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. But we are going to get into February 11th and 12th of the Triangle Derby. I downloaded the actual show posters this time. I decided to get fancy with this one, get a little fancy.
Very fancy, very fancy.
Get a little,
That's being said, though, did you see that there were all the banners that were hanging in all of the venues essentially?
mhm.
Stardom really does like to do those. Spelling error on Rebel Enemy. Apparently they were Revel Enemy on their poster for a while there.
Are
But
they
yeah,
Revel Enemy now? Are they changed
no,
their
no,
name?
they're still Rebel Enemy. It was just a printing error.
Hmm,
Very funny
that's
though,
odd.
very amusing. The girls are having a great time about it though. They were joking about it on Twitter.
That's very odd.
Yeah,
Check just for a night or two. The Revel Enemy. They got to change it up. Keep everybody guessing.
keep them on their toes.
But we get into the February 11th show, and we started off with a four-way tag battle. You have Club Venus's Mina Shirakawa and Mariah May not the top, taking on Queen's Quest Lady C and Miyu Amasaki, taking on Donna Del Mundo's Mai Sakurai and Thekla, taking on Oedo Tai's Ruaka and Starlight Kid. I gotta
Mhm.
say, Thekla's mask is dope as fudge. I'm not being clean about it, but
Yeah.
dude, like just with
Mhm,
the fangs on the front of the mask, I was like,
mhm,
oh, that was
mhm,
very,
mhm.
very pretty. I thought you said you had
You,
something there.
no,
Sorry.
no, like with Thekla, you know how much I love her. I mean, I'm the one who got you on her. This girl has become like my idol. I want to walk like this girl. I want shoulders like this girl. I want swagger like this girl. I just want to be Thekla right now. She's amazing. And her bout in this with Starlight Kid. Oh,
Dude,
I love those two. Those are a fight forever pairing.
well, it's their high speed division where they both worked for a while and getting and really fighting off these two. It's just so good. But like I gotta give huge shout out to Miyu Amasaki. This girl, like fairly new, has really risen up, and I find like she keeps getting better. Yes, she's taking the pinfalls in a lot of these matches, but I think this girl is improving hand over fist. That pendulum DDT, so good. It just
Mhm.
like does it almost as good as Kevin Knight. Like so good, and she getting to be more and more smooth in the ring is what I'm.
Mhm. Mhm, mhm. Something I wanted to note about this kind of match is something we've mentioned actually before in the past with like the three-way matches. Um, one person from each team is in the ring at each time. It's
Like
not
all
like
four, yeah.
yeah, so like someone from Club Venus, someone from Queen's Quest, someone from Donna Del Mondo, someone from Oedo Tai. One person is in the ring at all times because, as you mentioned in the past, it makes no sense to take out of a tag team match and not tag your own team. Like it
Yeah.
can create a desperation story angle, absolutely. There's ways to work around it. North American wrestling has been doing it for decades. But that doesn't like after a while it just gets really really repetitive. Having four women in there in this kind of tag battle actually sets up for a lot of really really cool stuff that they can do, and this match did not disappoint in that respect at all.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, it was.
Mhm.
I like seeing that. And it's a difference from watching the North American style, seeing
Mhm.
multiple members of a member of each team in the ring every time, and I do very much like that. Um, I'm gonna give another big shout out to Mariah May. This girl, it just keeps impressing the hell out of me because like her when she throws a big boot, it looks like almost insanely devastating because it's the long legs just
Mhm.
kicking up, dude. She's so good. And
Mhm.
then
Yeah.
Lady C just showing how dominant of a big girl wrestler that she is, and her and Ruaka in this match trying to like show power to each other,
Mhm.
absolutely phenomenal. Yeah,
Mhm.
but in the end, Starlight Kid or sorry, Miyu got a pendulum DDT on Ruaka, but Starlight Kid breaks up the pin, does a scoop. She ends up scoop slamming Miyu, and Ruaka hits the splash off the top to get the win to give Oedo Tai the win here in this four-way tag.
What's that move called again, Andre? What is it?
The freezer bomb.
There you
I
go.
have it written down on the next night. I just didn't have it written down on this one.
That's such a good move.
Oh,
Such
I
a
love
good
it.
move for her.
It's just such a random ass name too, freezer bomb. I love it.
Hey, I mean, Ruaka sort of is a random, random out there, and I love it. She's really impressed me, especially the last couple months working with Tora through the Goddess of Stardom Champion tournament. Now she's challenging with Tora, you and Nani Takahashi. That oof, gonna be a great match.
That's going to be a hell of a battle, I think, in that one. But we move
Mm-hmm.
on to a six-woman tag. Not it's taking place with two teams, but they're in. These are two teams from the same division, same block. So this is not within the Triangle Derby. So you have. Oh no, sorry.
Julia's not with. Yeah, I
Oh
was
yeah,
gonna say
Giulia's
Julia's
with.
not with Miami.
Uh, no, she's with. I got screwed
Lady
up there.
C. Lady
Yeah,
C
she's
is
with
out there.
ladies.
Yeah,
She's with Lady
it's
C.
close. It's close.
Yeah, it threw me off. Sorry, I apologize.
No, it's all
It looks right to me. That's what a team and the thing is Thekla and Mai, I kind of wish that Giulia would have been teaming with these two because I think this would have been a team to like this would have been the team to beat if this is the team that they put into this tournament as a
good.
three. I
Mm-hmm.
love my Hemi with C, but
Mm-hmm.
goddamn, would I love to see this team run through the Triangle Derby together?
Mm-hmm. Hey,
Yeah.
there's always next year, right?
So you have Donna Del Mondo's Giulia, Himeka, and Maika taking on the classmates of Hazuki, Koguma, and Iida from Stars. Koguma and Himeka doing the bear pose at the start, and like getting to Maika to do it, then getting Iida to join in doing her gorilla thing, and
Mhm.
then bringing in Giulia and Hazuki, and like all of them doing it in a circle around them. Absolutely hilarious.
Wrestling.
And then Maika and Himeka attack Hazuki, and Iida and Koguma attack Giulia, tossing them out. It was just so much funny to see in the way they did it. But just really, I thought this was a really great, fast-paced match,
Mhm.
especially coming from Hazuki and Koguma. Those two, like when they're in there, they don't stop. It's just nothing but speed.
Mhm.
Um, Saida getting the fast chops on Giulia, and then
Mhm.
getting that double sledge to knock her down. Like, that's a great spot for Saida. Like, again, against the champion. Like, it makes her look strong against the champion. Yes, she has been the one taking the pins for her team, but
Mhm.
it gave her like a nice little strong showing against the champion. I really did like that.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
the double suplex and sandwich clothesline to Saida by My Hemi, just it's brutal when they hit that double suplex and then
Mhm.
just line her up and just crush her with that sandwich clothesline.
Mhm.
Absolutely phenomenal. Yeah. So and the end of the match comes with Giulia and Maika getting a backdrop drop kick combo, um, and Himeka and Giulia get that, and then Maika hits the big boot, gets two. So Maika hits the Maika Buster, which is like a spin, like a driver spun out into a side slam, and on Saida, and she gets the win. Really great 6-woman tag, in my opinion.
Mhm. Mhm. I have to agree. The only thing I want to add to the stuff to watch in this match was that diving shoulder from Iida off the shoulder or off the top turnbuckle onto Maika. Um, Maika again, she was really raging through this match. I felt Maika was very, 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 very dominant, especially at the end there with Himeka. I believe this was before Himeka had actually announced her
Yes,
return the night
because they
before.
had the speech on the second night. They said she had announced it that day.
Yeah.
So I think it was ahead of the February 12th show that she did make the announcement. But I guarantee you Micah already knows about it. Like, there's no way
Oh,
she hasn't told her
100%.
friends that she's retiring before it comes out publicly.
100%. 100%. But yeah, this was a really fun one. I felt that this was actually a very 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 fun match. I agree with what you said at the beginning there. If that was the team that was going to be representing Donna Del Mondo in the trios tournament here, probably would have been a lot more dominant of a team. But that
Hmm.
being said, also we kind of expected that out of God's Eye in the Goddess of Stardom Championship tournament there with
That is true.
Soy being the world champion, and
They ended up in the mid.
remember her
They ended
name,
up at like
Inaba.
seven. Yeah, they ended up with like 7 points in there, right, kind of in the middle.
And
So it
that's
was like,
not bad by any
no,
means.
but no, it's not as dominant as I thought they'd be because it said world champ
Exactly,
was
for
she was a world
two
champion.
champions in one
Yeah,
team, you know.
yeah,
But that being said, Giulia, yeah, I mean, Giulia is Giulia, man. We don't really know a whole lot about Inaba, and we know a lot about Maika and Himeka and what they're capable of. But
yeah.
yeah, this one was a lot of fun. You pretty much touched on everything I got. We're good.
Sorry about that.
No, don't apologize. That means we noticed the same good ish.
So we move on to the first of the four triangle derby matches on this show, and it is Lollipops, Rina Amikura, Wakasukiyama, and Yuko Sakurai taking on H&M's Hanan, Mayu Otani, and Momo Kogo.
Mhm,
Um, really great. This is another one that was really fast paced
mhm,
because, especially coming out of H&M's, they're all very quick working wrestlers, and the other three girls can obviously move quick, but you've really seen it here. But again,
mhm,
as we have said this almost every time we see Waka in a match, this is Waka. This is like she gets so much focus, and
mhm,
again, not complaining because I'm absolutely loving the focus that she's getting in this because
mhm,
it's her struggling and fighting and wanting to get that big win, and it's just coming up short every time, but she's looking better and better and better every time. That Oblivion out of the ropes, the Liv Morgan flatliner, the Oblivion out of the ropes looks so. She's making it look better and better every time she does it. She looks smoother every time she's in there. Because I remember last year when watching her, I was like, just she's like she was really but she's getting more and more, and she's getting better.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 100%, 100%. I'm still on the fence on if I think she's going to be able to pick up that win to stay within the Cosmic Angels. And that being said, if she does pick up that win, will she want to stay after the whole situation? Right, her team seems to be very very supportive of her. They're cheering her on as much as the crowd is to get that win. That she just hasn't been able to quite pick that up yet. I'm very curious to see how that story ends. But back to this match, someone who I actually really noticed in this one was Yuko. I really,
Mm.
really enjoyed her time in the ring. She's very, very good. And I've been missing seeing her the last little bit. I feel like we haven't seen her in a few shows. Probably
Well,
because
I
of that.
don't think Lollipop has wrestled as a trios
No,
in a few shows. That's the thing.
correct. Yeah. And we have seen Rena at like ringside and stuff, but I don't. Maybe I just am not noticing the hair
And
or
we
something,
have
but I
seen
haven't seen
Rena,
it.
and we have seen Rena in a couple three ways and things like that
Yeah,
opening shows.
yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, this one was fun.
well, very much
Again,
so.
that really fun arm bar that Waka does. The like, I don't know what it's called. I just call it a piggyback arm bar.
I
It's
call
like
it
a
the
little
walk.
cartoon.
I'm calling it the walk a ride.
I love it. You should tweet her that.
I
Tell her
should.
that.
I should.
Yeah. This one was fun. Again, Hanan with those judos. I mean, it's such a simple thing, but and maybe it just speaks to the simplicity of the Melball's mind here. But like, I really like the perfection of those simple moves, the
Hmm.
perfection of a simple German suplex, the perfection of a simple judo toss, the perfection of a really well done and executed European uppercut. Stuff like that just brings me joy. Um, Mayu and just her reckless disregard for her own personal safety is always a highlight whenever she's in the ring. Um, yeah, and Rena's got such a personality. Absolutely love watching her
Hmm.
wrestle. She just gets so excited and so excitable, and she hypes up everyone around her. I absolutely love it.
Oh, she's absolutely phenomenal. But in the end of this match, Hanan hits the backdrop driver on Waka Tsukiyama and gets the win. Again, Waka taking the loss. It's again, it seems formulaic, but I don't mind it even in the slightest because
Mhm.
like it's her story. It's her trying to get so close and then it getting all pulled away from her. Not just her partner losing, it's her getting screwed and beaten. Not screwed, but getting beaten in the end. And it's more. And it's every time she comes back, it's more determination from her.
Mhm. 100%, 100%. I'm very excited to see how that story concludes.
Me too. So we move on to the next match of the evening, and it is Oedo Tai, or if you want to call them, Gold Ship. Momo Watanabe, Natsuko Tora, and Saki Kashima taking on Cosmic Angels, Natsupoi, Tam Nakano, and Saki. This was actually probably my match of this show because I really enjoyed this one.
Mhm.
Um, just everything that's coming out of Momo Watanabe right now and Saki Kashima, they're both I think are just stepped up their game absolutely. Like they're really
Mhm.
like there's been a couple shows where I've seen Kashima be a little sloppy, but she's always trying to get better, and I've really and
Mhm.
Momo has really look. I think it was the the goddess tournament, and this has really gotten me
Mhm.
to really be a big fan of Momo. And the match from last week or a week or two ago at February 4th, I
Anytime,
thought
yeah.
she was with Saya, really great match. Again, I didn't expect much from that, and I was really blown away by that one. But
Mhm.
I thought great. It's hard to say this because I have to go Kashima for. I'm gonna say Kashima for Oedo Tai Saki, and then Saki for Saki.
Mhm. Yeah.
Uh, Saki getting that beautiful brainbuster on Tora, but Tora just rolling right back up and hitting that
Mhm.
Samoan drop on Saki, showing that you can hit me, drop me on my head, but I'm getting right back up, and I'm
Mhm.
going to come right back at you. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Mhm.
Just a lot of power from Tora in this, just dominating all three women from Cosmic Angels because she's bigger than them all for sure.
Mhm.
Um, I'm just gonna get to the finish here.
Sure, sure.
Uh, Natsuko and Saki get the suplex high cross combo onto Kashima for 2, and then Kashima tries to get the surprise Kishikase onto Natsupoi, but Nat ends up rolling her up with what they called the Kishikase reversal for the win. It's literally was listed as a Kishikase reversal.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, huh, that's okay, interesting. And one of her moves is literally the name of the reversal. I guess it's because it was the reverse of the Kishikase, but yeah.
yeah, that works.
Yeah.
As long as it like allows a Melball to learn what the move is called, we're gonna take it. Um, I mean, I have to tell you, I when I first started watching Stardom, Tora was obviously still out on injury with that torn, messed up knee that she had from her match with
Hmm.
Utami. Um, when she got back into the ring, holy hot diggity dang, we don't know what hit us. She's almost like the Lance Archer of kind of stardom here, where she scares the children, but she's very over with the crowd, very over
I
with the crowd, that we will talk about in the next show.
I really personally feel like I think Tora's return to Wado Tai
Hmm.
is kind of what really got me interested in this team, because like when we
Mm,
first the first couple months of us doing this show,
you didn't like them.
and I was just like, they're another, to me they were just another house of torture.
Hmm.
I don't like saying that now because they have similarities, but they're
Yeah.
far more entertaining. Yes, they have their stuff they do where they attack before the bell constantly, where
Hmm.
they like to brawl on the outside and use weapons, but it's not their cheating isn't their entire identity though.
Hmm. So
Mm.
back to what I was saying here.
Sorry.
Tora tricked Tam at the beginning there, trying to lure her in with a handshake. Tam not going for it initially, but eventually, the cutesy little girl will be like,
Mhm,
okay, and getting, beaten up for it. This was
mhm.
when the Oedo Tai did their typical outside ish, going into the crowd, throwing the people around, having fun with that. Um, Once they got back into the ring, Poi got worked over really, really, really badly by these three. They pretty much just took turns beating the holy heck crap out of her. Um, but thank goodness for Saki coming in to kind of help her out in that respect. Saki really, I agree with you, really, really shone in this match for me. I've always loved Saki. She's been such a nice little addition to the Cosmic Angels. I love that she does the choreography with them at the beginning, and what I especially love is she obviously has her own poses separate from the Cosmic Angels that she had with colors coming into this, but she still integrates that into the intro dance, because you can see
Mhm.
Tam does her little thing and points like yeah, and then there's Saki yeah, like it's really really a joy for me. That like it's so silly, but the entrance really does pull everything together for me. It makes it very, very well rounded. The one thing that I really liked that Saki and Poi did, Saki caught, I think it was Kashima, into a suplex. And then Poi did the flying crossbody off the top turnbuckle into the body of her to take her over for the move. Thought that was really, really
Yeah,
good.
that was right at the end. That was that suplex high
Yeah.
cross combo that because she
Yeah.
had
I
caught
really,
Saki
really
and
like
set her
that.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I really, really like that. And then, oh, the Natsukoi's drop kicks when she has her opponent propped up on the bottom rope. She is nasty with those. So nasty. Guess we know who
Well,
she could take with if she ever came to Canada, man. But yeah, those things are stiff, 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 stiff. She might be a little pixie, like space pixie. Don't let that fool
yeah.
you.
On
Got
that point
moves.
at her drop kick, there was a great sequence in this where Saki hit the big boot,
Mm,
sending Kashima into the ropes, and then Tam comes in running and smashes her with the knee in the ropes, which is
mhm,
almost just as devastating as that drop kick. And then
mhm,
she fall. That was on the second rope. Then she fell to the bottom rope. That's where Natsupoi comes flying in with the drop kick. Like,
mhm.
love that sequence of the boot to the knee to the drop kick. It looked
Mhm,
really
mhm.
good.
And like I said, Poi's really kind of like she's nasty with those things. She tucks her knees in and extends fully. She boots you really good. This one was really fun. I really enjoyed this match.
Yeah, I had a great time with this one. Again,
Hmm.
like I said, this is probably my match of the night. Again, big fans of I'm really big fans of everybody in this. That's a big
Hmm.
plus for me. But we move on to the third Triangle Derby match tonight, and it is God's Eyes Absure, Mirai, and Suri taking on the team of Power, Passion, Pineapple, Nana Takahashi, Yuna Mizumori, and you. I guess, sorry, God's Eye, their team name is Aribono God's Eye, but
Hmm.
yes,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
forgot to add, I didn't edit that out of the cage. I usually copy and paste the list from Cage Match, and then they start doing my notes underneath, and I have to
Ah,
change the
okay.
names. Cage Match usually has their unit names, not their team names for the tournament.
Ah, fair,
This
fair,
is a
fair, fair.
this was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
Yuna Mizumori. This girl is so flippin' good. She
Hmm.
has that strength and power that you and Nani has, but she has incredible speed. Like just moving all over. She's so much fun to watch.
Hmm.
Just
And her energy, the energy level that she brings
mhm.
to her wrestling too, helps elevate all of the things that you just mentioned.
Yeah, I find her a breath of fresh air in the last
Yeah.
little bit of of watching Stardom because she's so different, but she gives a different edge to Power Passion Pineapple. Like
Yes.
before when we were talking about with them in the Goddess tournament, we were like, there's these big dominant hard hitting girls, but Yuna in this trios gives them a little bit of a softer edge, lets them be
Hmm.
like a little more like I can't not approachable, but you know what I mean in that
Humanity.
sense where less menacing, but they're still tough as hell. She kind of gives them
Yeah.
that little more friendly, happy feeling, but they're still menacing and tough.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
They definitely soften, like, especially you. I
Mhm.
love you. She's a powerhouse, but man, once we get to the end, I've definitely got something to say about that. Um, this was definitely what's that phrase? Big meaty people slapping meat. Nane and you are just so powerful, but then you have Ami and Mirai who do those stereo choppity machine gun chops,
Mm.
and it's the whole match. All you hear is smacking, 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 smacking. Again, love Suri. I'm loving her without the title. Um, Almost don't want to see her have it again. I kind of like how she's looking, she's playing, like she's working with her team and still looking dominant as hell. Can't really argue with this one. What did I have here? Lots of chaos in this match with the pairing offs.
Mhm.
Nani and Suri having some really good, strike and move exchange there, and also Mirai and you again. Ooh, these two. I know there's history there. I know I've heard of it. I clearly need to look into it to understand it a little bit more because, man, you especially, massive, massive attitude whenever Mirai is kind of like near or around her.
Well, let's get to the end then. Like,
Yeah,
let's talk about the finish because was it Nane and you were going for their double Razor's Edge, and
correct.
Mariah gets out, counters out, and she gets the Kimura or
Miramari?
the Miramare. I have it written on the next match because it
Yeah.
actually the Miramare onto you, but the time the bell goes and it's becomes a time limit draw, and this is where Mariah lets it go, and you just comes after her, like after the match is over, and it's just like
Mhm.
holy crap, what's going on here?
Yeah, and this is something that like I've mentioned it before because it happened again in the Goddess of Stardom Championship tournament where when they had their match, the same thing. It came down to you and Mirai being the last two in the ring. And again, you super like I don't want to sound crass, but she was very disrespectful, is what it is. It just smacking her up after the
Mm.
bell. And now this, I was like, I love you. Not you, but her, you. Yeah, I like you too. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, with you, it's very weird because it's like she does come off when Yuna, especially, is around a lot more nicer, a little bit more soft, attitude wise, not heavy hitting wise. I feel like Nane and you actually hit harder now. that Yuna has kind of come into the team. But yeah, the following after, and Mirai, I mean, bless her heart, just sat there, took it, and then just sat there like almost confounded, like what in the flying fruitcake is going on right now? Andre,
Well,
what
that
do you
is
think
from.
of that?
I really found it kind of odd because it just seemed kind of like I get it. Like I've seen the intensity between them, but it's just like.
Mm,
But I think it's also Ami and Mariah are going to eventually get a shot at those tag team titles, and
mhm,
I could see them being the team to unseat them, being that now Maika and Himeka are breaking up, with
mm,
Himeka retiring.
mhm,
I really thought they were eventually going to be the team to take it. I could see it being Ami and Mariah at this point. I really could
100%.
because just
I
this
agree.
rivalry it seems like between Mariah and Ami, or
Oh
Mariah
yeah,
and you very much.
yeah,
But I got to give props to you, Yuna, in this. She did a she half did the dingle dangle in this match.
sort of.
She turned it over, did the Billy
It
Goat's
was a
curse.
dingle, not a dangle.
She did the Billy Goat's curse, but she didn't grab the arms and pull her up. So I was expecting when she flipped her over into, I'm like, oh, we're gonna get a dingle dangle from you, Yuna.
I got
But
it
then I was
too.
like, oh, just a Billy Goat's curse.
Just a ding,
I was
just a
like,
dingle, not a dangle.
I was like, Mel's gonna be disappointed by that one.
I am. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah. And we're gonna move on to the main event. It's Queen's Quest, Azumi,
Mhm.
Saya Kamatani, and Utami Hayashishida, one of Mel's favorite of all time, taking on
Mhm.
Revel enemy.
Not
If you
revel.
look if you look at the banners, they messed it up. Maika Ozaki, Maya, yeah, and Ram Kaicho.
See, I did you hear how the like I always listen to like the ring announcer. I always listen to the entrances and stuff like that. I know sometimes you skip them, but when the announcer and introduced her this time, he said "Wikihu."
Oh, sorry.
So I was
Hee
like,
hoo.
"Wikihu." I'm
Sorry.
like, "Oh,
Maya
that
hee
sounds
hoo.
sweet."
Okay, next time.
Wikihu.
From now on, it'll be Maya hee hoo.
Jesus. But yeah, just want to shout out Utami. I finally got her on the NJPW Strong Spirits game. I have been trying to get this woman for 2.5 weeks. Dang it. But I finally got her, so I'm pretty happy about that. But anyway, Maya and Azumi, um, great chemistry despite the massive height difference from Maya to Azumi. They had some very good in-ring exchange there. Really enjoyed that. Ram is like I love her, but like more for her personality and the character she is than the in-ring stuff. Though she does kind of like she's almost like a little bit of a comedy relief for me. Um, with this one. Maika and Utami, though, I think were a big star in this match,
Mm-hmm.
especially. Um, that backbreaker was that I don't even know if that's what it was. I had no idea what was going on. Maika got Utami up into over the shoulders, flipped her over, flips her over her head and then drops her back pretty much over her knee. I wrote it down as like
That
some
would be a
kind of
back.
weird backbreaker.
That's a backbreaker, yeah.
Yeah. The way Utami landed though, right in the small of her back, bent her right over like a lawn chair. Oof. Ouch. But it was
Yeah.
great, these two. They were the power of their respective teams in this kind of showdown. I must be the Micah name, but like I am on the Micah train now. Like, and it's being driven by pretty much someone who looks exactly like Micah Ozaki too. It's crazy. Again, Suzuki, it's almost like Suzuki name, you know, when you take on the Suzuki name, you take on a certain amount of psychoticness. Um, maybe the Micah name, you could take on a certain amount of power and dominance, but man, was she amazing in this match. I felt at the end, though, a little bit of a breakdown between Rebel Army there, a little bit of confusion, particularly coming from Ram's kind of involvement in
Mm-hmm.
there. Um, sometimes she she's really, really solid and on what she's supposed to be doing. Sometimes she's a little off. I felt like this was kind of one of those little off things. But yeah, the end of this was really fun. I felt. Do you want to
Yeah,
take it away from here?
yeah. Well, there's just a great sequence of the roll ups from Azumi
Yeah.
and Ram was just so much fun to watch. And then Azumi finally getting Ram into the Azumi sushi and getting the win. Like I
Hmm.
really like the way they finished it. Yeah, there's a big confusion running into that and that led into that sequence. And
Hmm.
like it was Saya Kamatani going for that springboard splash to the outside, but taking out Queen's Quest inadvertently. And I thought that like right there, it was like, okay, we're getting the win for Rebel Enemy here. Because I
Hmm.
figured Sai would be down on the outside, same with Utami, and
Hmm.
Azumi would get rolled up and get hit with something and roll up. But the way that it ended up going was really awesome. I did make a note when Azumi and Maya were in there, and I said I want to see those two in a high speed title match.
Hmm.
But then we get the post match where Giulia rolls out and starts talking to Maya. Hee hee hoo.
Hmm.
But starts talking to Maya, and essentially, like I felt like she challenged her for to be her next opponent, right? Like,
Yeah, I from what I got of the translation there, she pretty much challenged Maya, and Maya was like, "Yeah, I'll think about it."
yeah, it was really weird.
Bruh.
But Maya was just like, okay, like she's like, the champion wants to fight you. So I'd be like, yeah, I'll fight you. I'll take your goddamn belt. That's what I would say if I
Right?
was her. Yeah, it
She
felt really.
literally just offered you the biggest title in the company.
Mm-hmm. It was a weird spot, but I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing Julia and Maya
Yeah.
hee hee hoo wrestle.
And at the end of this one, that was funny to Azumi acknowledging what just happened. It's just like, what happened? She's gonna think about it? Huh,
Yeah, because
okay.
Azumi's listening there, like I would say yes in a heartbeat. Like the look Azumi had, I was just like,
I
it's like
mean, she's the high speed champion for a reason. She's made good choices in her career. And
obviously
last thing I want to say with this one is just bow down to the queens. They're still in the run, and they still got a chance, as Azumi said.
it's true. It's very true.
Though they do
Well,
need to upload that or update that theme song because I'm not a big fan. They
we
should
will
come out to Utami's Crusader.
yeah, we will update the points total at the end of when we get to the end of February 12th. I will give you guys an update on the points total after both nights are over. It'll be a little bit easier than me doing two because
Mm.
I actually have a graphic for after night 12 or February 12th. So we move on to February 12th show, and we get starting off with it was supposed to be a 6-woman tag, but
Mhm.
it didn't end up being a 6-woman tag. It ended up
Mm.
being a 2-on-3 match. It was Hanan and Koguma
Mhm.
taking on like no Momo Kohgo, no idea where she was, taking on Club Venus's Mariah May and Mina Shakira and Natsuko
Mhm.
in what I thought was a really fun opener. Like
Mhm.
it showed that Mina's still willing to work with Natsupoi and obviously
Mhm.
Cosmic Angels because they really worked well together. I found Mina and Natsupoi, especially when they were in there together, they worked well together. Um, and Mariah May working well with Natsupoi, which was really nice to see.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, yeah, they were very, very cohesive, very, very unified there. Almost like I don't want to say surprising because like they're all a part of the like Club Venus is a part of the like sub faction of I am.
But Mina did say like
I know. Zaya
they're
Brookside and her and Mariah are not officially cosmic angels, but Mina is, right?
they're affiliated, like they're
They're
causing angels
yeah, they're
associated.
affiliated enough. They work well together,
Yeah,
and
very
that
much so.
Natsupoi doesn't seem to give a shit. Like she just loves everybody and everything. Um, yeah, I agree. This was a very fun opening match. Definitely, obviously, the star of this one though, Mina Shirakawa.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah,
Like
she
the,
dominated,
like
dominated.
getting the she dominated every time she was in there. The spinning back fist,
Mhm.
the green she hitting Kenta's green killer that rope drop DDT
Mhm.
onto Hanan. Dude, so good. But in the end, Mina Shirakawa getting the win with the glamorous sword, which is a running enziguri. onto Hanan getting the win. I love the name of that, the Glamorous Sword.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it when wrestlers have fun names for their moves. Love that.
And I got to give big props to Hanan in this match. Did a
Mhm.
way better finisher than Suri ever could. I can tell you that right now.
Shots fired. Shots fired. Something also I noticed was Poi, Natsuko. Again, I mentioned her already. She was a cheerleader this whole time. Cheerleader the whole time for Mina, especially at the end there. She was just hugging everyone. Yay, we won, we won. I absolutely loved it. Something else that I wanted to know is that I love how Mariah calls for Mina. She doesn't call for like Mina. She actually calls Venus. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah, I really, really like that.
She's
It
the
really,
Venus.
I mean, she is, yeah, but she, you know, obviously the other cosmic angels are going to call her by whatever it is that they call her. But I just really enjoyed that little detail because it shows how much they've kind of bonded together in
Bonded.
this time
Yeah.
over. Yeah, and Koguma is awesome. I don't think we've mentioned a ton about her. She's always fun with the ears and stuff. I just love her. So quick, that girl, so quick.
And Zaya Brookside out of the country right now. Back in, I
Yeah.
think she's back in England. She was back in England on the weekend, on that weekend, working other wrestling shows. So that's why we didn't get no Zaya Brookside on the. And the fact is, Club Venus has already wrestled all 7 of their matches, so it's not like they're going to be wrestling anymore. So she can take off for a week or two if she needs to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
Yeah, this was fun. This was
yeah.
fun.
So we move on to what I thought probably was my match of the night. Look, dude, these 3 absolutely killed it, man.
Yeah, we did.
Dude, Tam Nakano versus Yuna Mizumori versus Saya Kamatani. Just absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
These, like the way these two, like the speed that all these girls move, the smoothness at which all of these women did their moves, like absolutely awesome. Like again, Tam Nakano's flying knee into the ropes to Yuna looked like it killed her. Just
Mm-hmm.
like it looked like it took her head off, man. Like it's the same thing with Natsuko's drop kick. It's so brutal.
Mm-hmm.
But like, dude, I absolutely loved all 3 women in this match. I'm just trying to look through all the notes I took, trying to pick up some really cool spots. Saya Kamatani, when Yuna had that, it's like an STF or something, or she had like a crossface on Tam Nakano,
Yes.
and then Saya Kamatani or Saya turning it into like a Muda lock, a double Muda lock, like tied up the legs of Tam and then went back and pulled on the head of Yuna. Tam did get out of it and like takes this box that Yuna had kind of given her earlier. I guess
Mm-hmm.
more attacked her with. She was pretending to her and tried to attack her with, and she takes the box and just poses beside the two of them, just like it was so. And then she breaks it up. I absolutely
Mm-hmm.
found that hilarious.
Yeah, yeah, the little gift box with the hearts all over it. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Um, I definitely felt that Tam and Saya were almost like teasing, like poking fun at Yuna a little bit throughout the match. Not in a mean way, but just in like a fun, like hee hee hee,
Goofy
let's
way,
have some
yeah.
fun with this kind of thing. And I felt that the story with this was just 3 girls having fun. It was almost like they were just having a Friday night fight night or something where they were just goofing off and having fun. Because Tam and
Mm-hmm.
Saya at a lot of points seemed to almost be like chummy and having fun. And then there's Yuna going, "What the heck? Why am I not involved?" I absolutely loved it. Yeah, this was a very very fun match. It came at a time limit draw.
Yeah. So like Tam getting the spin kick to Saya laying out Tam, then Yuna gets that Colt Cabana Superman pin on. I think it was on uh Azumi or on Tam. Sorry, not Azumi. Tam. But the bell rings just as she starts as the ref's going down to count. The bell goes. And I was like, "Oh shit, we got a draw." But it didn't feel long to me. It was quick. This match was really really good.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
Then after Yuna giving the box to Tam, and then Saya going over like pointing, it's like I want one, and so Tam opens the box and gives her. I think it was like little figures or
Yeah,
something.
it looked like there was a few figures in there because she ended up giving a couple to Waka afterwards, and
And
it also
she
looked
ripped
like
her own extension out.
Yeah, I was gonna say I felt like she pull that out of the box or did she rip it out of her hair?
I thought she pulled it out of the box, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
I thought she pulled it out of the box, which was like kind of weird because I'm like, when was the last time Yuna and Tam fought? Because it was very obviously in a hair extension of Tam's.
But
Matched her
maybe
hair
she, but
perfectly.
maybe she went out, found some purple hair extensions, and was like, "I'm going to give these to her," like with some random figures
Maybe
in the box.
out of the wrapping and completely tangled, and gift can't be perfect, right?
Yeah, but I really enjoyed this match. I thought this, to
I
me,
did
this
as
is
well,
match
yeah.
of the night. I just absolutely love the three of them just killing it in
Hmm.
the ring. We are moving on to a six-woman tag. It is the team of Oedo Tai or Gold Chip, Momo Watanabe, Natsuko Tora, and Saki Kashima taking on Hazuki, Mayu Iwatani, and Iida. Like, an absolutely fun team. I love having Mayu Iwatani join this team.
Hmm.
Replacing Koguma here. Again, Oedo Tai attacking before the bell, brawl on the floor, choking them, things like that. Still a lot of fun though.
Hmm.
I really thought in this match. Was it who? Oh, I'm thinking of a different match in my head now. Oh, my brain's all over the place. Never mind. I'm not going to go there. But just I thought really fast paced, fun match roll this uh with a great like the Kashima's did towards the end of the match did this great like bridging butterfly suplex where she hit the butterfly suplex and then swapped her arms around real quick to keep the bridge. I thought really good, like great
Hmm.
bring awareness into to how to keep that bridge there.
Hmm. Hmm. I agree. One thing I wanted to mention at the beginning of this match was when Oedo Tai or Gold Chip was coming out here, they spotted their fan section, much like we are the nasty section at any kind of local show where Nasty Nate is. Natsuko Tora, especially.
I know what you're talking about. I'm in the rad section.
Yeah, you're touching tips with nobody back there, my guy. Touch your own tip. Um, Yeah, and Tora had her own fan section where some of the fans were dressed up like her. They had the face paint. One kid, did you see, even had the face paint painted on? He was wearing a face mask. He had
Hmm.
her face paint painted on the face. There was even a baby. There was even an infant, and the child was stoked. And like, it was actually one of the few times that I think I actually saw Natsuko Tora actually genuinely smile.
She
Yeah.
doesn't usually.
Yeah, I mean, and you gotta admit, like, that's what you want when you're in this kind of business. You want to see that your work and that the things that you do are appreciated. And there was at least 5 or 6 people dressed up like Natsuko Tora in that little kind of cluster area. Made me feel really happy. And I believe it was Kashima Saki who actually took I don't remember who she took, but she when they went out to the outside there, they all went at kind of con- convened in that one place to kind of give that fan base that little
Hmm.
special moment. And that's something I really appreciate because even though they're like a heel faction, they clearly still appreciate their fan following.
Oh,
The
I
only
very
other
much.
thing I wanted to say about this is Hazuki is awesome.
Oh, she's absolutely tremendous. I gotta give a big shout out to Momo Watanabe though.
Mm,
That
mm,
dude, her kicks are absolutely insane, and I love her running Meteora, where she runs a double knee Meteora. Oh, I love
mhm,
it. I
mhm,
love it.
mhm,
She does it a little better than somebody who uses that Meteora regularly, in my personal opinion.
mhm.
But we'll get
I
to that. We'll
actually
get to
call
that on the next. We'll get to that when we talk about New Japan.
I actually call her kicks the soul snatchers.
Oh, dude.
Because let me tell you, when she's kicking you, it looks like she's booting your soul out of existence.
Yeah. But in the end, Oedo Tai gets the trifecta, which is the Dude Buster by Momo Watanabe, the Swanton by Natsuko Tora, and the Double Sound by Saki Kashima. Onto Sai Iida, and Kashima picks up the pinfall victory. Great, like really great match. I had a great time
Mhm.
watching these teams.
Mhm, mhm. I'm getting onto the gold ship train. I always love Uedo Tai. I've always loved Natsuko Tora. Kashima is it's just amazing. Momo again, one of those people who has really kind of stepped up and showed up and really gained my fandom here. But like I'm starting to get used to the white get up. I'm starting to get used to how they kind of work together. I'm kind of hoping once the tournament is over that they kind of stick with this kind of look going forward because I feel like it almost like makes them look a little tricksy. You know what I mean? Because what kind of bad guys wear white?
Yeah, you are right in that sense. But we are going to move on to the next match of the show. So I went too far on my notes. There it is. It is Queen's Quest, Azumi, Miyu Amasaki, and Utami Hayashida taking on God's Eyes, Amisore, Mirai, and Suri. I'm going to let Mel take it because I know she's a big fan of a lot of people in this match.
Oh yes, I'm just looking at the match right now, like, oh my god, right. I just watched this match. Um oof. This was a Mirai and Ami with their chops. I mean, those machine gun chops are just absolutely dominating. I believe it was Azumi that they caught with those.
I,
Uh,
where are my notes? Team Chops by Amisore. No, to Miyu. It was Miyu.
oh, Miyu. Okay, okay. Someone got the chops on Azumi later in this match. It must have been Ami, a one-on-one situation, but I
Yeah,
did
I think it was
see.
a one-on-one that one, but the double team
Yeah,
chop.
yeah.
Yes, I have a speed chops by Ami to Azumi. I have written down.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I actually didn't see what happened um, with Mirai's knee, but there was definitely some buggery going on with her knee at the end of the match here. But like, yeah, you're absolutely right. There's so much for me that I loved in this match. I mean, Suri again. Don't give her the title. Please don't give her the title. Just let her be Suri. She's awesome. Utami Hayashishida and her just I want to see them go again. I want to see that one-on-one match. Um yeah, the end of this one coming with Mirai submitting Miyu with that Miramare and then still struggling with that knee afterwards. She had her pad down, she was struggling to walk afterwards. A little
Yeah, I didn't.
concerned.
Well, no, it was Miyu. Miyu got a knee bar twice onto Mirai twice in
Right,
the
right.
match,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
pulling a knee bar. So that's I think was Mirai selling the knee, like
Ah,
selling the
okay.
knee bar's effects in the match. Because yeah,
Right.
Miyu got
Because
the
she had
knee
a
bar
good
twice.
sell. It just she was selling really good at that point to the point where I was like, what's going on? I've never seen her
She's
pull the knee
she's
pads
good at
down.
her. She's good at her job.
She is. There was, I believe, she won an award last year for like the Stardom, not this recent one, but the one before where she was like Superstar of the Year or something like that.
Not
Um,
sure. Mhm.
I remember seeing her holding a very fancy trophy in a very pretty dress, so we're gonna go with that. Yeah, this one was a lot of fun. What did you think about this one, Andre?
I had a really good time watching this. Like I really, again, I'm really impressed by Miyu Amasaki. She's really stepping
Mm,
her game up. Again, being the cannon fodder in this match, getting pinned, but still looking really good in my opinion.
mm,
Mariah too. She's the
the
one
Quiet
to me, the
Riot.
one person in God's Eye that I'm really a big fan of. Because I'm
Mhm.
not a big fan of God's Eye's unit as a whole, but Mariah impresses me every time she steps in a dang ring. That wheelbarrow into that half Nelson slam. Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
She is power. She is grace. She's the Quiet Riot. I love it.
Mhm. So we are going to move on to our first of two Triangle Derby matches. We're going to get the Team Lollipop, Rina Amikura, Wakasuyama, and Yuko Sakurai taking on Unique Glares, Haruka Umasaki, Ruaka, and Starlight Kid. It really should be Karma and not Haruka Umasaki, but
I was just gonna say, how close are we to getting that Karma character though? Have you noticed Umasaki? I mentioned it on our last video too. Every time we see her, she's getting a little further away from the cutesy cutesy to the more savage, a little bit more vicious, starting to take on that Oedo Tai darkness. I think I felt that this match she was very even more vicious than she was in the last match. Um, yeah, the beginning of this was funny to me.
what with Starlight Kid's pink mask?
I actually really liked her pink mask. I actually
See,
noted that I
well,
liked her mask.
her mask was pink, but the rest of her gear was her regular dark black and
Yeah,
purple. It really stood out, but in not that it was bad, but it stood out in a clashy way.
yeah. It did not match the rest of her outfit. I'll give you that.
Mhm.
Then again, we have some guys who don't like to do that, and it bothers me also. So I can
Mhm.
completely understand how that wouldn't match. That being said, though, I did like the color of it, but yeah, I think I would have liked seeing it matchy matchy her outfit a little bit more.
Mhm.
The start though I was referring to is when they jump started. Lollipop put Waka in the camel clutch and starts smacking her with her own lollipop.
That was funny. They stole the lollipops and just started attacking her. It was just like,
Yeah, and then she ate a double drop kick from Umasaki and Starlight Kid because Ruaka
mhm.
was the one with the camel clutch on her.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, and it was almost like she was doing the Koguma with the lollipops. She stole the two smaller ones from Rina and Yuko, and I was like, "They did she just jack Kagoma's move?" And then afterwards, I don't know if you noticed, but Oedo Tai did steal their
Oh,
lollipops.
they left and they were eating them on the way out.
Ah, right. Yes, I do remember that. Because yeah, I saw Tora sitting there like, oh, and every once in a while, when someone would get thrown into the corner, Tora would actually start hitting them with the lollipop. I'm like, what are you doing? But it was amusing. It added
It
to
was.
the match, and it was shenanigans, but again, not obnoxious shenanigans. Like the thing that we're not going to talk about because we like this show. Again, Umasaki, she's really been stepping up. I really, really enjoy her wrestling. I really enjoy her energy. But yeah, I definitely felt in this match we saw a little bit more viciousness out of her. Just she's almost like inching her way closer to that Karma character.
Mhm.
I'm not entirely sure how many matches does Unique Glare have still left in their tournament. Is it two?
They're done.
They're done.
Yeah, after this show,
Hmm.
though, they have done all 7 matches.
Okay. I really do feel that we are on like the cusp of Umasaki bringing this Karma character
Mhm.
to Stardom, inch by inch. We're working our way up to it.
Well,
Because
she's
again,
already technically in Stardom on the New Blood shows.
well, yeah, but we're not seeing that on the Stardom show. And I had to tell you that she was Karma.
I didn't
um,
realize it, but yeah, I'm crazy though.
Yeah, but you know what? The character that work that she does to differentiate between the characters. I mean, couldn't we argue that that's a good thing?
Oh
Because
yeah,
she
very
was
much so.
so good at playing both characters that we didn't know that it was her. Um,
Hmm.
that being said, I feel that the Karma character fits a lot better with Oedo Tai than Teehee.
Hmm.
That being said, though, I do enjoy how Starlight Kid and Ruaka both kind of play into the Teehee and make it work.
Teehee.
While Teehee, that's
Teehee.
Unique Glare now. Teehee. Um, yeah, I definitely enjoyed this one with these guys. Unique Glare picking up that win. You're gonna have to do the finish for me on that one because I didn't remember the finish.
Waka ended up getting a few roll ups onto Rocket, but Rocket kept kicking out. So Rocket
Mhm,
gets up, hits the tree slam, and then the freezer bomb off the top to get the win
mhm,
on Wakasukiyama. But yeah, I thought really fun match overall.
mhm.
I think I was a little out of this one, but it was good overall.
Yeah, yeah. This one I was actually working on your thumbnail for for your Marvel Talk episode. So I was kind of up and down looking at what was going on. I really didn't feel like Rina and Yuko were too featured in this match as much as they were on the show before, which kind of disappoints me because I do really, really like them and like seeing what it is that they're doing. That being said, though, I do look forward to seeing what they can do after this tournament and what else they can do within Stardom and with Cosmic Angels and Colors.
Yeah, I really do. I look forward to seeing what they do because
Mm-hmm.
like I really think that like again, Waka, she's going to be a star. I really do. I just don't know with what team. Because remember, DDM was very nice to her a little
Mm-hmm.
while back. So maybe that's where she is. If she doesn't get there, maybe she should go to DDM. You never know. We're going to talk about DDM in the next match because this is the next match. It's the DDM and Queen's Quest, Lady C. But to me, it's the Battle of DDM.
Yeah.
Yes, this was really, really good. I have to make a comment though. At the beginning of this match, Thekla get put in the headlock by Maika, and she starts slapping the belly like literally slapping the belly of Maika. It was I saw it. I just laughed so hard. Oh my god! When she was slapping her belly, I'm like, "Are you kidding me? This is so good."
I mean, you got to do what you got to do to escape, man. I cannot tell you that I would not do the same thing in the same situation because Lord knows if I found myself in that situation, I would have a hell of a time trying to get out of it. Um,
It
yeah,
was so, it was
I
so funny
also
just
like the
watching her slap
handshakes.
the belly. It was so funny.
It was funny.
It was so good. But this was really good. I thought Thekla
Mhm.
really stood out to me in this match. Same with Lady C. Those two really were to me the standouts in this. Thekla, 'cause she's so good, and Lady C just I feel like she's another version of Himeka, but not in like a copycat way, but in just
Mhm,
her own style. But she's very similar to Himeka.
mhm,
Excuse
mhm,
me, to Himeka,
mhm.
and and we'll talk about this after. But she's been working a lot with Donna Del Mundo, so I got something to say after this match. If we get through this match, but dude, Himeka and my Sakurai trading the forearms there.
Mhm.
Holy moly, that was just crazy. Both women just
Bonkers.
smashing the crap out of each other. I
Mhm.
think Giulia hit a headbutt just to somebody. I can't remember who,
Lady C.
but what?
Lady C.
It was AC.
Mm.
No, it was Hemika. She headbutted Hemika. It's literally written down here. Maybe I was wrong. I could be wrong, but it says Hemika. But my brain was on autopilot when I was
I
almost
don't
on
have it written
autopilot.
down, so you're probably right.
Yeah, and I really hope she's hitting her hand and not going skull to skull because
She's not
I
Shibata.
don't want her Shibataing herself and giving herself a brain hematoma and having to retire. Um,
Mhm.
really cool spot where my Sakurai and Giulia go up to the top and Lady C cuts them off, or Hemeka cuts them off, going for the suplex, and wasn't it, or Lady C cuts them off, and Hemeka comes in. It's Hemeka and Lady C hitting the Olivia Newton bomb in this. It
Oh
wasn't.
yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't Maika and Hemeka as the usual. It was
Mhm,
cool to see it being Lady C and Hemeka doing it, and
mhm.
Lady C was in Hemeka's spot on the bottom doing the power bomb. So
Training her.
yeah,
And
possibly.
when you started watching, was Lady C already a part of Queen's Quest? When
Yes.
when I started watching, she was still not a part of a faction. She was essentially one of the young lions, and Micah was actually really trying to recruit Lady C, and
Yeah.
obviously did not work. She ended up within Queen's Quest. That being said, though, Queen's Quest, I mean, they're a very functional team, and they're very behind Lady C, but they're not as behind her as Donna Del Mondo. I'm starting to think that
Yeah.
you're thinking that they might be
Hemeka's
readying
leaving.
Lady C to
Could could
replace Himeka.
could Hemeka be the new tag team partner for Maika when Hemeka retires? Could she be the person they steal from Queen's Quest
Mm,
to not replace but to step in and help grow their team in that biggest
yeah.
sense? Because Lady C has been stepping up her game insanely well,
Mhm.
and you could even see it in the finish. Giulia gets Lady C up to hit the Glorious Driver, but she kind of stands there for a few seconds, like, I don't know if I want to do this because this is one
Mhm.
of her two most devastating moves. This and Vermilion,
Mhm.
like you could see it on her face that she was like contemplating not hitting the Glorious Driver, but then hit
Mhm.
it to get the win. So I really feel, and then after the match, Julie ended up giving Hemeka the mic. She addresses the crowd. This is me last time she's in that town.
Mhm.
Talks to the crowd. So she said 2.5 years with Donna Del Mondo. Says she will ride with Donna Del Mondo to the end. And all six ladies are standing there, arms around each other, and Julia's holding up Lady C
Mhm.
throughout all of this, which I really saw. And the one line from Himeka out of this I loved was "Big is strong, big is justice, big is cute."
I loved that as she was saying it, she was like, big as this, big as cute. I was like, oh, yes, it
Big is
is.
cute. Big is cute.
Just saying, ladies, big is cute.
And then they all put their hands in after Giulia says arrivederci. And literally, it's Giulia going, come on, get into this hand, to all the hands in, because Lady C's kind of standing off while they're doing it. And literally, it's Giulia saying, get in here. Like, Giulia's calling her in. So, like, that, like, her holding Lady C up at the end, or the hesitation on doing the move, her holding her up after the match, and her telling her to come into the hands in pose was a really big sign that I feel Lady C will end up in Donna Del Mundo to join, to take over from Himeka. I feel, and I think you do too.
So it's interesting to look at now, because that would leave Queen's Quest with only 3 veteran wrestlers in Utami Hayashishita, Sayaka Mitani, and Azumi, and then the 2 Switchblade, 2 newbies with Miyu Amasaki and Hina. And you know, Miyu has been coming along. She's got a long way to go. She's coming along. Hina, the same thing. I definitely have the Rina and Hina. Rina's definitely more active, I think, is the thing, because I believe Hina did take a time off to go to school and finish some education, whereas Rina chose to continue wrestling. Wouldn't it be interesting?
I think it's just everything. Oh, I'm sorry. So you paused, and I thought you were done. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say the dramatic pause is what I did. Dramatic pause on Andre. Wouldn't it be interesting, now that a space is opening up potentially in Queen's Quest, who could potentially come in, who could be in that group, who could represent that group, who could potentially team with that group?
Mercedes Moné.
I'm just saying, she calls herself, money. Queens have money. I'm just saying.
She's the CEO. You never know.
I mean, as long as she can recognize, the captain of that one, that would be.
She might come in and kick the captain out. You never know.
There's a lot of things that Mercedes can do. Hang with Utami is probably not one of them. Yeah, but yeah, it was something I did notice also, and I'm glad you pointed out in such detail, because yeah, it is something that is interesting and was almost subtle. They weren't.
Yeah, it wasn't like, hey, come join our team, but it was like, hey, be part of this. You were part of this match. You were part of this. Come be part of us. Come be part of the celebration. Yeah. It was a very
with the camera work, because it was focused on Himeka talking. But then it was wide enough that you could see
Giulia holding her up.
Background. Yeah.
It was Giulia holding C up. It was her, the hesitation on the driver. It's her calling her in to the hands in the middle. That's what really drove home that point to me and give me that feeling that maybe Himeka could be, or Lady C could be that person to come in to step in for Himeka and become that the Lady C in that spot, maybe be Maika's partner.
Well, I'm curious to see what the viewers think about that one. Let us know in the comments down below. Could you see Lady C jumping ship from Queen's Quest to Donna Del Mondo, and who could you see taking some place in Queen's Quest, if anybody? Yeah. All right, Andre, let's get to the points.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to block you out there. It's just so we are going to quickly break it down. So tied at the top with 9 points, both with 4 wins, 1 loss, and a draw, is Power Passion Pineapple and Queen's Quest. Then you have at 8 points, you have Cosmic Angels, there's Tam Nakano's next point Saki, who I do put ahead of Club Venus, who also have 8 points, because Cosmic Angels has another match still to go. Club Venus is mathematically eliminated now, with Queen's Quest and Power Passion Pineapple moving ahead of them because they are at 4 and 3. And then you have the Bari Bari Bombers with 6 with one match left to go. You have Unique Glare with 6, but have all wrestled all 7 of their matches, and then you have H&M's at the bottom with 2 points, with 1 win, 5 losses, still have another match to go. And then over on the blue triangle side, you have Arebono GE on top with 10 points, 4 wins, no losses, and 2 draws. Like Han's-on favorite to win that blue triangle, in my opinion. But because if they win the blue triangle and win this thing, goddamn, we're gonna get Prominence versus God's Eye. That would be so good. I think that'll be really good. And then with 8 points, you have Prominence. With 4 wins, 2 losses, still have another match to go. Same with Artibona GE, they still have another match to go. And then you have Rebel Enemy with 6 points, with 3-3, again mathematically eliminated. Pretty much everybody at this point is mathematically eliminated below Prominence. Then you have Oedo Tai with 6 points, 3-3. Still another match to go. Classmates at 4 points, 2 wins, 4 losses. My Hemi done the tournament with 4 points, 2 wins, 5 losses. Or my Hemi with C, I apologize. And then at the bottom, still winless with 1 match to go, is Lollipop. And I just don't see them getting the win. I see them going 0-7. Honestly, I don't know. It's not listed. I can't remember. It'll
be curious. It'll be interesting.
It's gonna be either Power Passion Pineapple, Queen's Quest, Cosmic Angel, or Cosmic Angels, or maybe the Barry Mountains. It's one of those 4. I don't know who it's gonna be though.
Oh, that does not fare well for them, no.
No, it's all teams that I really don't see losing to Lollipop, and I just don't see Lollipop getting a win here because it does not go to Waka's story.
Correct. I was going to say, though, how cool would it be for it to be a Power Passion Pineapple person that you never know. Hey, what happens if we see Nanae and Waka ×2 in there, like part 2 in there, and she manages to catch a roll up on Nanae? How crazy would that be?
You never know, man. You really never know.
Wrestling.
But we have come to the end of this show. I want to thank everybody for watching. Again, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. We really do appreciate it. Want to give a big shout out to Rogue Energy. Scan the QR code in the bottom right corner there, or go to rogueenergy.com. Promo code OLEPods for 10% off your order. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. I'm done my drink, but I got my Mina Shirakawa right here, as we call it. But yeah, absolutely phenomenal stuff. I know it works well for me. So it's one of the few energy things that actually perks me up, because coffee and most energy drinks don't really do much for me. And Rogue Energy is one of the few that actually does something for me. So yeah. Then yeah. Oh, well, you usually say something before this, so. But okay, we'll go in off. Oh yeah, never mind. That's my brain's in autopilot today. It's really weird.
It's Sunday. We understand.
I want to thank our friends over at OLE Pods for being our partners, being our friends, with all the awesome content there. Ladies Wrestling Showcase, I think, is on there. Or is it on Astra?
No, it's on Astra Preserve, but we do we advertise it on there.
Yeah, and then you have so much great stuff on there. The NXT review, Making an Impact. I don't know if they're doing the image of Busting Out. Carl Carofel, he's got a couple shows on there, absolutely phenomenal.
He's got an unboxing there. We got Beats and Beatdowns. That is also Carl and Carofel there, and Bobby Munson. I can't remember the name of the show that Bobby and Papa Smokes are doing now, but they have replaced Fusion with another showing on Thursday, where you get to take in some amazing local wrestling from PPW. Has been amazing to watch, to see some of the local guys from Edmonton kind of pop up in Saskatchewan there and have some banger matches.
Yeah, so you can check out everything from OLE out at twitch.tv/our local establishment, Instagram. Oh, and you can also find my latest episode of Marvel Talk, talking Ant-Man and the Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, on youtube.com/@our local establishment, or you can check out the Twitter and the Instagram and TikTok at OLE Podcasts. And then I want to give a big old shout out to my boy, my friend, my brother, the man who helped me get into podcasting and doing all this. My buddy Mike the Ref. Thank you, brother, for everything you've done for me, for us, for everything. You can check him out on twitch.tv multiple times a week. Every Wednesday, he's watching. He's doing a Dynamite watch along. Check it out. It's always a fun time in there. You can bet your points. It's a great time. You can go to youtube.com/@BreakerGaming for all his gaming content that he does on his Twitch channel. And you might be watching us on youtube.com/@Backbreaker Video. If you're not, go there, subscribe. He's awesome. And if you are, thank you for watching us. But please check us out right over here at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk on YouTube at youtube.com/Andre and youtube.com/@Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. Please, and thank you. Join up, like, subscribe. I appreciate everybody for all the support on the channel. We have had massive, I did not see the growth we have had so far. I have been absolutely elated by. Thank you so much to everybody.
Yes, thank you guys for joining us. And of course, Mike is also the guy who introduced Andre and myself into doing this amazing thing here with the Forbidden Doors show that AEW put on there. That was a lot of fun. If you are wanting to watch Stardom, we will leave a link in the description box down below. It is stardomworld.com. It is 920 yen, approximately $10 Canadian, maybe a little less. I noticed mine was actually $9.80 this month.
There you go.
Yeah, a little less. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, my NJPW World went down too.
Yeah, saving money. That's what happens when Mercedes Moné shows up. And this is where I say F WWE for changing everyone's effing names. That being said, what else are we? Andre, if we're wanting to follow you on social media, where are we going to find you, my friend?
On Twitter @That Canada Guy, Instagram @That Canada Dude, Hive, and Mastodon @That Canada Guy. God, why don't I update it to add in that Mastodon and Hive? I don't understand. I'm crazy about it. You can contact me on Facebook at Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk.
And if you're wanting to follow Melball on Twitter, you can find me at Collins Melball. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Melball Collins, as well as Mastodon at Melball Collins. You can also find Andre and myself on Andre and Melball's Wrestling Talk fan page, where we're posting all of the links to all of our latest videos, some thirst traps, some conversations. You just come along and see what we're doing. I'll usually let you know who's talking to you, and we love to answer the comments when we get any on some of those guys. Do we have anything else? I don't have my list.
Think so.
I don't think so either. So that being said, you guys, no, there is one more thing. We got to shout out my amazing friend and another partner of mine, Astrid Pizarro, the beautiful natural. Go check out her YouTube page there, where you can find all of our episodes of the Ladies Wrestling Showcase. You can also find more episodes of Making an Impact and her amazing interview series called Astrid Asks. She's been updating that like crazy lately. She's been getting tons of attention on Spotify, as well as another audio site that escapes me right now. But go check out the beautiful Astrid. She will love and appreciate it. And that being said,
well, before you go, like I said, go to the Our Local Establishment YouTube page, where you see myself and OLED with our special guest Astrid Pizarro for my first ever show. First ever time getting to do a show with Astrid Pizarro. I was insanely excited for it, and it was great. That is on the Our Local Establishment YouTube page right now, with a wonderful thumbnail from our girl Melball right over here. Absolutely wonderful thumbnail right on there. So yeah, so please check that out, because you can see myself, OLED, and Astrid Pizarro all together.
Correct. And that being said, I am your Melball. That is Andre over there. We will see you next time. Mwah!